Often people reach out to us to help with family members where they can't find an answer. There's a famous author from New York who contacted us saying that his sister-in-law was having serious issues when it came to her mental health. Any family gathering was always a disaster. She had issues at home with her son, she couldn't maintain a relationship, but having said all that, she certainly had some trauma early on in life that she was dealing with, and what we were trying to understand was, is it about the trauma or is there something more? So we looked at her genetics. What we saw was that her ability to cope with negative stimuli was highly suboptimal, meaning that in the case that she had experienced something traumatic, she would literally imprint it and remember it and hold on to and retain it. Now, on top of that, her serotonin was also highly dysregulated, meaning that everything irritated her. Everything that anyone tried to help her with was always considered annoying, and it was very hard to get to the solution because everything seemed to be a problem. Lastly, on top of that, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, that thing that repairs the brain, the neuroplasticity, she was highly suboptimal there. She would give things far too much meaning because her BNF was dysregulated, so that weight of the trauma was even heavier. Now, when we got here, the family broke down in tears because she was described to a T. Constant pain, being held and carried with her to an extreme degree for which the meaning was much too high, and it prevented her from literally living a life. Now, the first thing we were able to do was understand the context and why this was happening, and there was a breath of relief, because we understood it's not just about trauma causing damage, it's that the perception was skewed, and they gave these instances far too much meaning, and they carried too much weight, so it was very hard to move forward in normal circumstances. That moment of self-actualization is the first thing that allowed them to break through the pain and realize it didn't mean what they thought it meant. We then began working on therapeutics, mainly their food, because we've understood what ingredients, what food sources up and down regulate genetic expression, which for this person was so important. It made family life better, it made the child relationship better, it made life in general better. But here's the interesting thing. Where all of these problems were happening at the personal level, at work, this person was an extreme high performer. Why? Because they could see the details anybody else didn't see, because they gave things far too much meaning, and because they carried the pain back with them and did not make the same mistakes twice. Where they were ultra high performer at work, they were completely dysfunctional at home. But now we were able to give them that superpower that they had at work also at home, and to utilize what some people may consider deficiency to actually be their strength. So instead of being the person that needed help at home, she now became the person that was giving help as the emotional leader in the family.